Okay, today we're looking at exercise 5J, which is multiplication and division of algebraic fractions. We're going to look at multiplication first. And it says to multiply fractions, multiply the numerators and separately multiply the denominators, which is exactly what you've been doing for normal fractions. Just this time we're going to use algebra as well, so it's going to involve some pronumerals. But of course, pronumerals are just numbers in disguise, so they're going to follow the same rules as what you do with normal numbers. When you're multiplying out, it's always best to cancel common factors. That's going to make the numbers smaller to work with, and it's going to make your calculations easier to perform and less prone to errors. You want to work smarter, not harder. That's the key. The text then goes on to say, to multiply fractions, you do not need common denominators. We needed common denominators back when we were doing addition and subtraction because we needed to compare like fractions, but with multiplication, that's not a step that needs to be done. Okay, let's move on to some quick examples. So we've got the first one in the text, 2a on 5 times 3b on 8. And the first thing we're going to do is look for some common factors to cancel out. And looking at the numbers on the top, 2 has a little friend down the bottom, 8, they've both got a factor of 2. So 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. In terms of the numbers, can't see any others. And pronumerals, they're only on the top, so they're not going to have any common factors on the bottom. So we're all good to just multiply that out now. So we've got 1 times 3 is 3. And then you've just got your A and your B, so work systematically in alphabetical order. And then on the bottom, we've got 5 times 4, which is 20. And just double checking, can we see any more common factors? No. So that's all ready to go. Okay, next one. 13f squared on 18g times 3 on 4f. Okay, looking for the common factors there. 13 hasn't got any friends down the bottom, but 3, I can spot he's got 18 down the bottom. Both have a factor of 3. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 18 6 times. In terms of the pronumerals, we've also got the f squared on the top and the f on the bottom. If you remember, f squared is f times f, so if you get rid of one of the factors of f, we've still got one f left. So cancel off the power there, and cancel an f off the bottom. Okay, I think we've got them all. We'll check again at the end. 13 times 1 is 13, and f, there's only an f, so 13f, and on the bottom 6 times 4 is 24, and alphabetical order there's only one, so it's just G. So 13f on 24g. I can't spot any more common factors, so we must have caught them all in the first step, and that's our answer. Okay, moving on to division. To divide by a fraction, we instead multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So the reciprocal is when you turn the fraction upside down, and the divisor is the number you're dividing by. So say you had 12 divided by 4, the divisor in that case would be the 4 because you're dividing by 4. Okay, you could say flip the second fraction and multiply. Some people say tip and times or invert and multiply. Whatever you want to call it, as long as your brain remembers what you need to do in division, that's all good. Okay, let's go through some examples. So a on 6 divided by a on 11. So the a on 6 stays as it is, but then for the division we're going to change it to a multiplication and we're going to tip it upside down, and so it's 11 on a. Now we're in a multiplication situation again, so now we look to cancel our factors, and the a goes into a once, a goes into a once, and there's nothing in common with the actual numbers, so that's all. So 1 times 11 is 11, and on the bottom 6 times 1 is 6, and that's our answer. Next one, so 2b on 3, change that division to multiplication, flip it upside down, and we've got 7 on 6c. Looking for some common factors, that 2's got a friend down the bottom with the 6. They've got 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 6 3 times, and that's it for the numbers. No other things we can cancel. The pronumerals haven't got anything in common, so just multiplying it out. 1 times 7 is 7, then we've got our b, on the bottom 3 times 3 is 9, and we have a c. So 7b on 9c, and double checking, there's no more common factors, so that's it for that one. Okay, the next one looks a little bit more exciting, but we'll see how it goes. So we've got a d on 4e squared, and the division, once again, turn to a multiplication, invert the fraction, and put it all there. All right, let's look for some cancelling. So the d, there's nothing else that can go with the d. The 5, no, but the e goes into e once, and into the e squared it goes e times. And that's all of the common factors, so let's go through and clean it up. On the top, there's just a 5 times 1, which is 5. Then we've got our d, and on the bottom 4 times 4 is 16, and e times f squared, it's just e f squared. Okay, the one on the bottom looks a bit intimidating. It's quite a chain of operations there, but multiplication to division, we just move from left to right. So just work systematically through and we'll see how we go. Okay, we'll just start off with the first two terms. So we've got the A on B, and that division we're going to turn into a multiplication, and we're going to take the reciprocal. Okay, that's the first two done. Now we'll just move one more along, and we've got our times C on D, so we'll just put that as it is. Okay, we've got our divided by C on D, so we need to change it to a multiplication and to turn it to the reciprocal. And next one, times E on F, that just stays as it is. And the last one, the divided by F on E, we need to times to a multiplication, and taking the reciprocal, the E comes on the top and the F comes down the bottom. And then we go into doing some cancelling if we can. So that A cancels with that A, B cancels with the B, C with the C, D with the D. Oh, and that's it. So now we just need to clean it up. All those bits that are crossed out are all factors of 1, and then we've got an E times E, which is E squared, and then on the bottom, F squared. And that's our answer. Okay, last one now. So this is a bit of a spicy one. I grabbed it from the end of the exercise. So this is actually question 7C out of the exercise. And it says, identify the symbols, numerals, and pronumerals that are needed to replace the box to complete the following statement. So all those boxes could be an operation, there could be a number, or there could be a pronumeral. Okay, so let's compare. We've got the left-hand side, it's got two terms at the moment, and on the right-hand side there's one term. And there's a subtraction in there, so to be able to get that subtraction to appear here, there's only one choice for this box on the left-hand side. That's going to have to be a subtraction. So we'll put that in and then see where we go from there. Okay, so we're hoping that that left-hand side, somehow we get something that looks like the right-hand side and we can fill in the boxes. So let's have a look. We've got the 2a squared b on 9 minus 4ab on 27. So we're back in our subtraction territory, which means we've got to get a common denominator. So we need our fancy version of 1. The lowest common denominator would be 27. So this first fraction needs to be multiplied by that fancy version of 1, otherwise known as 3 on 3. Okay, so multiplying that out, 2 times 3 is 6a squared b all on 27. Now the other one's on 27 too, so we can extend that out, put it all as the one fraction, and then the minus 4ab is not a like term. We can't actually do the subtraction, but we can write it all as one thing on the numerator. Okay, it's starting to look like the right-hand side, but there's some brackets, which means we need to do some factorisation on the top. So looking at the terms on the top, the 6 and the 4, the highest common factor is 2, pull that out. A squared and a, the highest common factor of that is the a, and then we've got our b. Now to rebuild that first term, to get our 6ab a squared b, what do we need to multiply 2ab by to get that? So to get up to the 6 we need a 3, to get to the a squared we need another a, and the b is already there. Now next, what do we need to do to get our negative 4ab? 2ab times what will give us negative 4ab? 2 times negative 2 will get us the 4, and the a and the b are already there, so we don't need to put those in, and that's all over 27. So looking back at our boxes, it appears that this 2 is the first box and the 3 is the other box, so let's fill it in. 2 and a 3, and we are done. And that's pretty much all the skills you need to have a good go at exercise 5J. So check Schoology for the questions you need to do, and I'll keep the Zoom open. If you have any problems, come back and I'll help you out. Okay, bye.